Welcome into the I-80 Club. Be Kind Husker Rewind doubleheader. The long-awaited, Jack Mitchell, the long-awaited Be Kind Husker Rewind, the Colorado summer. It's finally arrived, and it seems like it's just going to be a one show, and then we're going to say, see you later. We're doing a doubleheader tonight. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Yeah, this got dreamt up. We were very ambitious at the beginning of the summer, and we were like, we're going to spend all of August watching Nebraska-Colorado games because we're going to be so hyped for that game. And then we were going to start it last week, and then all the conference realignment happened, so we didn't get to it.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of thinking, I was like, man, we're going to want to have regular podcasts those week. I'm not guaranteeing this is the last one. We may do another one. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing it's not.
Either. I will. I'm going to guarantee it's the last one because next week I'm gone for a wedding, and then after that it's like the Wednesday of week 0. I guess we could do it the Wednesday of week 0 week. I guess we could do it the Wednesday of week 0.
Like I said, we don't need to make commitments today.
Okay.
We don't need to make commitments today. But at very least, we are going to have today to get you in the mindset. And we are going to record this, not only the audio, but if you're listening to the audio now, we are also going to post the video for subscribers, right? For subscribers at Patreon. So if you want to watch the video and you're not a subscriber yet, you can go become a subscriber and then have the video if you actually want to get the moving pictures while we talk instead of have it be theater of the mind for you, which would be a lot cooler. But whatever you're into.
Brendan says, why would I want to see the video?
Yeah, exactly.
Brendan, great point. Some people just like hearing the awesome content. Some people love hearing the awesome content.
I'm not getting into this fight again.
Jordan says, Josh guaranteeing there won't be one. See you in 2 weeks for Nebraska versus Washington 2010. Hell yeah, I'd be down for that. A little 2010 rewatch. Oh, God. Yeah, so we're doing a doubleheader tonight. 1992 Colorado and 2000 Colorado. So a classic game that everyone always talks about, and then one I think that's kind of gotten lost to time. Before we get going, Jack, a reminder, you can subscribe if you're listening to this and you're like, actually, I would like to watch the video. Thank you very much. Well, become a patron today at patreon.com/I80 Club. We have 3 different tiers. Start as low as $3. If you just want the pods, if you're a pod boy, a pod gal, that's awesome. You can subscribe for just $3. $5 get you onto Discord. $8 get you Discord and some inside information, the inside info tier.
Which has been hot. Which you have been... Oh, man, you have been in on stuff early.
Yeah.
Early.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. Josh has had some really good football stuff. I happen to have hit the jackpot with some basketball stuff this week.
Yes, you have.
It happens sometimes. Blind squirrel, nut, that sort of thing.
Exactly. So subscribe today, patreon.com/I80 Club. The season is just about here, and so we're going to have a great time. Also, one more thing. We're going to be doing a chat sack again soon.
Ooh,
so
chat sack.
Get your questions in
and if you're,
for the chat sack.
If you're listening on the podcast, you're like, what's chat sack? That's our name for a mailbag episode. We have a chat.
Bingo.
If you're on the Discord, if you go into the Discord, we have channels that you can chat in that are better than Twitter, better than a message board, more fun than both, more informational than both, less toxic than both. And that's where we get our questions from. Is a little channel, and you can see it there if you're on Discord right now, or you join us later. There's a little channel right underneath life that says chat sack questions. And any question you want us to deal with, we will do that. We like to do that every once in a while on episodes, and they usually turn into interesting conversations.
For sure.
Okay.
So there you go. That's all the stuff.
So we are starting with 92 Colorado.
Yeah, and I'm going to press play because I believe there's a little bit of an intro here. And
by the way, I know exactly what the intro is from watching it in the past.
I do too.
It talks about how they're tied at number 8, and they have a pool ball that's number 8, and they have because they're tied at number 8 in the UPI poll, I believe, if I recall correctly.
And they're going over. Look at this. Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Oh, the
Kansas.
I got sound on this. I better mute this, huh? Because otherwise it's going to come through. Do we want the sound from the broadcast over the?
We always leave it muted. We always leave it muted.
All right, I'm going to mute it then. All right, sorry guys.
Perfect.
Sorry,
you're good.
All right. You can. I guess other people might be able to listen to it if they want to, though.
All right, I'll leave the volume up then.
You can mute it on your own if you want. Yeah.
So I have heard
it's Ron Franklin, Josh. Jacks.
No, this is Brad Nessler.
Oh,
who's doing
Nessler?
This game.
I thought it was Franklin.
Yeah, it's Nessler.
I didn't hear. I was muting and.
So this game, 1992, Jack. There's a lot of lore with this football game, right? Like you talk to a fan of a certain age, and they're going to tell you that this is the loudest football game that they ever attended. I remember hearing about this game as someone who grew up with highlight videos of the 94, the 95, and the 97 seasons. There was no highlight video of this, so I heard about this from my uncle. It's like, this is the loudest game. So I still remember the first time I watched it. He loaned me his VHS copy of this game, and I watched it in my bedroom at home on Ida Street in North Omaha.
So a couple of things. Colorado. Fumble on the kickoff. Good start, Colorado. Holy cow. There's Ernie Beeler with the tackle. Get ready for me to shout out some random names all night long, and I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. The McDonald's.
So a couple of things about this. This is the 1992 season. This is Halloween night. This is on October 31st of 1992. I'm here at this game. This is when I was working at the stadium selling, I believe this year I was selling popcorn. Whoops, picked off. Travis Hill, interception, first play from scrimmage. Oh my gosh. Now,
good Lord.
Now, just to give a little context, Nebraska is coming off pain against Colorado.
Yes.
Complete pain for 3 years in a row?
Well, there was the tie the year before, right?
There was a tie with the Snowballs.
Yep.
Where it was a 1919 tie, and there's there we go. This is a Frazier playing as a freshman, by the way.
Yeah, the 90 game was the 27 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
That was the Eric Bieniemy goes nuts game.
Ugh, sad.
89 was that Colorado game that Nebraska had a shot to win it at the end. I can't remember the exact score on that, but Colorado, that was
like 27-21 maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Nebraska tried a Hail Mary at the end, and it didn't work. And then 80, let's see. So if you want to keep going back.
Don't they lose in 86? Nebraska lost in
86, like 20-10, which came out of absolutely nowhere. That was really the first time they had lost to them. That was really kind of the first time.
Yeah.
And then in there too was the 88 game, which was the one where J.J. Flanagan just fumbled in the wide open field. I believe that would have been the 88 game where Nebraska won it 7-0. Which was a bizarre.
Oh, that's like when they win the two games in back-to-back weeks, 7-0 and 7-3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, here we are in 1992, and they show that graphic at the beginning because weirdly enough, Kansas is also having an awesome season. So they're like
and Nebraska's going to play them the next week.
Nebraska's going to play them on ESPN night game in November the next week. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And here we go with Nebraska coming off the turnover.
Oh,
Calvin Jones,
take
in there.
That.
Right? Lance Lewis, the fullback, is excited. And so, and this was the thing, by the way, 1992. Rip your helmet off immediately after you score a touchdown.
Yes. They need to bring that back.
Every single player did that constantly.
Yeah, and I miss players being able to do that. It's very sad that they're not allowed anymore.
You got to see their faces. It would help them for NIL, I would think.
It would.
And so in this stadium, between it being Halloween, between it being a night game, between it being kind of bad weather, and between this is the peak of disdain, of hatred for Colorado. This is the highest it ever got. It went down from here a little because Nebraska just beat the brakes off them for the next, what?
They're going to kick the shit out of them now.
Right. Yeah, and so this is the most bloodlust I've ever. I wouldn't say it was the loudest game. It's the most bloodlust I've ever felt in Memorial Stadium.
So what do you say is the loudest game?
I have an unpopular opinion. Now, most people will tell you 94 Colorado 2 years later. They believe it was. I believe it was 1 year later. I believe it was 93 Oklahoma.
Really?
Now
that's
there's
a wild opinion.
A bit of a caveat on that one, because sometimes when you're making noise, it's not only yelling, but it's clapping your hands. So that was a game that was wind chill of 20 below at, and so
so it's just mittens.
Nobody had bare hands, but it was the vocals were enough. Oh god!
Oh my gosh!
Trev Alberts, John Perella, Travis Hill. I mean, John Perella. That dude had a huge NFL career. He's from Grand Island. Great player, underrated Husker of all time, I would say. Look at Trev getting held. Look at Trev getting held. Absolutely held, and he's still. Oh my gosh!
Just stole the ball right away.
Yeah, 2000.
Oh, I love the replays, by the way. The way they do the replays back in 1992 are sick. Big fan.
That looks like it's like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, I love this stuff, man. I love these early 90s graphics. I wish that college football could be in high definition but have graphics like this again. I think these are sweet.
They should do it. They've done that for other sports, haven't they? Have done like a throwback situation.
They did it for NBA a couple or this last season. Remember that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did Baron Miles not rough the punter there?
Also, here's another take. I love the black T-shirts hanging out of the jerseys. I think that is also everyone always talked about the crop top look. I liked the black shirts hanging out of the jerseys. I think that's a sweet look.
So I don't know if it was this year or within a year or two before this, they went to the black shoes, and in that era, man, because I would have been 15. I thought that was badass. Black shoes. And it was right about when the Fab Five did the black shoes and the black socks, too.
Yeah. This is right in that era.
So, like, black
Josh says,
shoes.
I love the Colorado Roads. Yeah, those are sweet uniforms, too. God, the early 90s, man. What a time. What a time to be alive, Jack.
This weather was just...
Midfield logo. Also, the midfield logo at this time is very good. Bring that back, too.
Oh, God, that turf looks ridiculous. Did you see him slide on there?
Yeah.
When he did that?
How did you have any footing in this game?
I have no idea.
Did they say that they... Oh, my gosh.
They counted that down? Oh, God. Look at Mike Anderson just diving in there. This defense is insane.
Dude, they are flying everywhere.
This defense is insane. Jeez.
Jack, is this another era where at the time you were like, this defense stinks, and now you're rewatching it, and you're like, my God, I want to go back to this.
It was the year before. Oh, God, Travis Hill. Oh, and he completed that?
Wow, that was a nice catch.
Now, is that Michael Westbrook? He's probably the best player on that team. The quarterback, by the way, is Coy Detmer, who's Ty Detmer's brother.
How about his big-ass face mask?
Fun fact, yeah. He doesn't last. Spoiler alert, he doesn't last the whole game.
No, he does not.
Yeah, it was the year before in 91 when they played Washington in Lincoln, and just the fourth quarter, the defense just completely imploded, and running back named Beano Bryant completely went off on Nebraska for Washington, and Nebraska lost to Washington this season too in Seattle, and the defense didn't look good. And so people were down on Charlie McBride at this point. Within kind of that 91, 92, people wanted Charlie McBride fired. They were really frustrated with him coming off that 91 season, which ended well. They beat Oklahoma, but then they went up to Washington, and they could not deal with Washington for a second year in a row. And so that kind of got the season off to a thud. Right, you're like, okay, not playing for a national championship this year in '92, and then you get on a roll. But there's
and Frazier's not the starter at the beginning of the season.
Frazier comes in from the Missouri game. 3 weeks before this? 2 weeks before this?
Yeah. God, they are opening up some absolute massive holes early in this game.
Derek Brown. That's Derek Brown from California. So the two running backs were Calvin Jones and Derek Brown. They called them the Weebacks. Calvin Jones was from, what high school was Calvin Jones from? Was he Central? He was from Omaha. And then Derek Brown was from California.
Yeah, Central, as Joe and Josh and Brendan all point
Central.
out.
Okay. I think he was Central. All right, so it's what is the score now? We were talking.
It's 7-0.
It's just 7.
So so after that quick score, the defense has shut down the Colorado offense outside that one nice catch, but the offense has definitely struggled a little bit. Oh,
jeez. Look at him!
God, they are just sliding everywhere.
Look at Westbrook
man.
Just spin like a top on that.
Yeah,
we should look. It's not quite as bad because the precipitation isn't as heavy. But if you go back and look at that 91 Oklahoma game, the turf looks like cement. It's shiny.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
And this might actually be new turf.
Jesus Christ. Look at Detmer. He's spent 20 yards.
He's getting murdered or just running for his life every play.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got no time.
Perella and Trev and Travis Hill, those front three, are just absolutely murdering everyone. By the way, left guard there, Will Shields, 75.
Hey, you were at his wedding.
That was a late shot. Typical of the University of Colorado.
Dirty-ass team, the Colorado Buffalo story.
Yeah, the Nebraska offense hasn't really done much so far, actually, in this game.
No. They got the short field earlier, but otherwise, they haven't really done anything.
And you've got a bunch of the funny thing is you got a bunch of the guys who make up the pipeline for the 94 national championship who are like freshmen and sophomores on this team.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they're the bones of the first championship team is like all over this game.
Right.
Over this game.
You got like Brennan Stide on the sideline for this game. He's not playing. He's probably in some extra points. I think that might be Wiegert that was in at one of the tackles. His brother played too, Eric.
Oh!
Jeez, that was Steve Karmer. There's a random Husker nobody.
Where did he play? Where was he from?
He was from Nebraska, I'm pretty sure.
I've never even heard of this guy.
He was a starter that whole year.
Josh points out I'm wearing Colorado colors. I didn't even mean to. I just wanted to wear my beer and baseball shirt. I haven't worn this shirt in a while. I apologize.
Nice.
Didn't mean to do this on Colorado Hate Night.
Oh, he's from Wahoo? I didn't know that. I didn't remember where he was from. Let's see who.
Oh my gosh!
God, those defensive ends are untouched.
Yeah, he just has no time.
It's almost looks like they're playing it sort of looked like a 3-4 a couple of times there, the way they were lined up.
Jack, it's funny at this point in the game, like Nebraska scored only because of the short field. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like a bunch of 3 and outs. And so I wonder if people watching it are thinking, man, this is just going to be a slugfest, and it's going to come down to the wire, and it's going to be whoever can get some stops or get some turnovers.
Also, if you notice,
break open.
There's a little option, but it's pretty much been.
Oh, T. Fraiche.
Jeez, nice, there we go. It's just
that again, the bones of future. I mean, that looked like a Tommy Frazier run from 2-3 years later.
It's been Jones and Derek Brown up the middle, though, with counter or ISO or there's
Zadiska.
Zadiska's in there on the line. Zadiska's in there with Will Shields. That's actually such a weird combo of eras there to play in the same game.
Oh, nice read again, T.
Fraiche. Ooh, he's looking good on that option.
Yeah, he is, man. He's made the right call both times. Look at that Russell Athletic jerseys in 1992.
Nice. For who? For Nebraska?
For Nebraska, yeah.
Really? They must have went
to Apex. When Frazier was on the ground, I saw the Russell logo.
That must have been the next year or the year after they went to Apex there. Oh, Frazier. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. Yeah. Also, you'll see the tight end number 95. I've referred to him a lot of times when we talk about tight ends. That's Gerald Armstrong from Ponca, Nebraska. Who they tried to go to right there.
Hey, there he is.
He scored like touchdowns in 8 consecutive games at one point.
Oh, nice.
I believe it was next season. Oh yeah, Jab says he was going to make an Apex Kid an emoji.
Classic.
Now Osborne's there. It is, short side option.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Oh, nice cut.
Ken Malin, that's the center. All
Byron
right,
Bennett.
Bennett.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, the goalpost, very tiny.
Watch. Oh, fake!
Did he get it?
I don't think so.
No.
I think he dropped it. I don't even.
How do you feel about this Tom Osborne hat, Jack? You're a notorious hater of Tom Osborne hats.
I think that one's awesome, but I got to see the front first.
I like that one. I think that one's cool.
I think I like it. Oh, jeez. That was a terrible idea. Ed Stewart.
God, just grabs his leg.
Oh, my gosh. This defense looks so good.
Yeah, they're flying. They're absolutely flying.
This is the number 8 team in the nation they're playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And they're making their offense look like garbage.
Coming off a, undefeated season, right? Or the one-loss season where they played Notre Dame for the national championship. That was the weird year, the year before, when Georgia Tech was also, remember Georgia Tech?
Yeah, when Nebraska played and lost to both national champions in the same season.
That was 2 years after. That was
1990
season. Yes. Josh will always correct me immediately when I say something wrong. He's like this, not you.
Yeah, Josh, other Josh. Yeah. Oh, now is this the touchdown where he doesn't score because he drops it too early?
He's thinking right now about taking his helmet off. Should I take it off? Yes, I should immediately. Calvin Jones, look at the fast draw to take his helmet off there.
I know, it's so funny. God, what a play.
So there, the offense finally. It took a while.
Yeah,
it took a while.
Oh, no replay? Come on, give us a replay.
Yeah,
ESPN.
we probably in the sped up version.
Give us a replay. Here we go.
Oh yeah, you can probably see it. Couldn't quite see it there as bad as it was. It was not close on the replay. It was 2 yards out.
Yeah,
that he ripped that thing off.
Yeah, he's lucky that didn't happen in the era of replay reviews. Very lucky.
And so all of a sudden the crowd is starting to say, oh, God. And they try. Jeez, what a disaster. I mean, this Colorado team looks like they're terribly coached.
They really do. It's a shit show right now for the Buffs. Absolute shit show.
I mean, and
oh, here we go. Now they're going to talk about it. Hey, look, he drops the ball at the 2-yard line.
Jeez, don't they have a slower? Okay.
Oh.
I remembered it being less close than that, actually.
Yeah. I like the ref was like, nah, he scored. Let's move on.
All right. Oh, God. Steve Carmer trying to come up to read that. God, it's because he's throwing off his back foot because he's falling backwards.
Jabs asks, is this still McCartney or Neuheisel? This is still McCartney.
Still McCartney. Oh, God. And then
he's our coach for until 94. Wow.
Coy Detmer is not even he's not even trying to throw the ball. He's just putting it up like
Look at him. He looks like a child. He looks like a little kid.
Like he was a decent quarterback.
Yeah, this is one of those games, Jack. It's obvious that like Coy Detmer walked outside in these weather conditions and was like, "Screw this game. I'm gonna have a horrible night."
Get bigger.
He just played right into it.
Yeah, between Coy's pads and face mask, it was amazing that he could move or see.
Nice pitch. God,
so,
he's just making all the right decisions.
Obviously,
on the option.
T.O. decided he's gonna run a lot of option now.
Yeah,
he was
just get him outside.
Yeah, he was a little bashful, but he wants to get him flowing outside and then pound him up the middle.
Yeah. I think it was just kind of early on, like figuring out if their footing was there, and it seems like Nebraska's footing is way better than Colorado so far. Way better.
It's a better job. What kind of shoes are they wearing? Can we tell? What brand?
No, I can't.
Ooh, BYU just crushed 14th ranked Penn State.
Oh.
There's Kansas ranked 18th.
Yep. Washington State.
Crazy.
Look at that stat. 134 to 2 rushing yards.
The Colorado offense. Josh, worst offensive performance, Kansas State in 95 or Colorado in 92 from what you've seen?
So far, it's definitely Colorado. T. Frage. Oh. Wait, what did the ref call? Taking off the helmet again.
Off too. He got the helmet off too.
Oh, boo.
Jeez, be more pronounced about it, ass.
Dude. That's another thing that refs don't do as much anymore, is they were like so aggressive with their holding. Yes, exactly. Holding.
That was 5 feet over his
so
head.
Aggressive.
How about that? How about that set where the wingback is in the backfield? Do we love that? Do we love that? Where the wingback is lined up like a running back.
Jake says, can we get a feel for this 92 team? Was the Natty in the conversation every year? Did fans feel we were super close? Excuse my ignorance.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like at the beginning, you had what, 2-3 years in a row where you just had a devastating non-conference loss at the beginning, and you knew you couldn't have that at that point to really be in the conference, because one-loss teams weren't usually winning the national championship. It was rare when one-loss teams did. So you lost to Washington 2 years in a row at the beginning of the season. I think there was optimism, but in 91 again, they beat Oklahoma. So they had gotten Oklahoma. They had kind of gotten that monkey off their back, and then they went and got their ass kicked by Miami in the bowl game. Yeah. That was the one I skipped.
This is a big important win for them in the move into the rest of the 90s, because they had struggled, as we talked about earlier. They'd struggled with Colorado in the late 80s and early 90s, and Colorado suddenly had become that kind of big bad program, and so like they needed this kind of game where they just kicked the shit out of them and staked their place in the top 10.
They hadn't beaten them since that the 88 game, so it had been a while. They hadn't beaten them in the 90s.
Come on, Byron. Did he get it? He got that one. All right.
Got that one. He can make a field goal.
Yeah, and as a couple other people pointed out, like they have this game and then they have Kansas the very next week. They're back-to-back games against top 10 teams. And Nebraska had struggled against top 10 teams. And Jake, spoiler alert, they also destroy Kansas the next week. I mean, it's just an absolute.
It was like the same game. It was that one. This one is, well, I won't tell you the score of this one in case you don't know.
Yeah.
But Kansas was 49-7.
Yeah, they just destroyed them. Yeah, and Jab says Osborne couldn't win the big one. Yeah, and then obviously by this point in time, he's entering into that part of his career where, he's now coaching 20-plus seasons by the time that this game rolls around.
The big turnaround game felt like it was the year before when they beat Oklahoma the year before.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do. Man, my video is not looking very good right now. It's super paused.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good for everybody else. It's good for me right now.
That's good. It was fine for me just up until recently. So.
And the odd thing, like to go back to the '92 team too, they lose later this year to Iowa State, and it's like of all of the like Tom Osborne losses, it's Jack. Isn't that like the only one he ever had versus a sub 500 football team? Like they're the only team to ever beat him that didn't finish above 500. It's like one of the most perplexing Tom Osborne losses of all time, and it was really in a season that turned out to be pretty good and a sign of things to come. It's like this weird blemish.
It was the only true shocking loss of, well, I would say the 86 loss to Colorado felt that way a little bit too, because that hadn't really happened. But yeah, it was the most shocking loss of my lifetime in the Tom Osborne era.
Well, yeah.
And really, it was the only one. Only one that's close is probably that 86 Colorado game.
And how about what Josh just said? Yeah, and Frazier's only regular season loss. Like, that's the only time Frazier ever loses as a starter in regular season.
Demmer finally completed a pass. The last 7 passes he threw were some of the worst 7 passes I've ever seen in any football game.
Congrats to you. Oh, and there's another incompletion. The streak begins again.
Yep, and they wore the all whites. They wore the surrender whites, and that's still what I remember from that game.
That is so funny.
What, Todd Doxson?
Yep. Former pastor at a church I went to.
Oh, really?
Yep, my parents went to his church for a while.
And there was no TV for it either. So I'm just sitting listening on the radio, just shocked. Just can't believe it's real.
Yeah, Bruce says I think Todd Doxson's from Millard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he went to Millard North.
Yeah, that was crazy. All right, they're moving a bit here. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
They figured it out.
That was a nice
Michael
cut.
Westbrook.
Did he almost fumble? Oh, he did. Oh, they called him down.
Westbrook played in the NFL for a while, right? He played for Washington, I want to say. Does that sound right? Steelers? Or did he go for the Steelers for a while, or both, maybe? There it
Husker
is.
for MU says, wasn't it T.O.'s only loss to a team to finish with a losing record? Yeah, that Iowa State game. That's why it's just so baffling, because it just doesn't fit with the other losses. Hey, they're Jack, they're one happy moment the entire night. I hope that they enjoyed it. I really hope that they had a good time celebrating in this moment.
Marv Seiler. Marv Seiler. Who was he was Doxson was there later. Marv Seiler was the one in the 92 game.
Maybe he was on the roster. Maybe is what I was thinking.
Probably Marv. I was thinking he was from Omaha too, though.
Oh, look at the black shirt hanging out of the jersey. Such a cool look.
Corey Dixon. There's a big controversy because on one of the posters for one of these years, Corey Dixon was holding his helmet and he had was doing this.
Oh, gang sign.
And everyone was like, "Dude, look, Corey Dixon is doing a gang sign."
That's funny.
He was from Texas.
DP says, I didn't think there was any way they'd lose and couldn't believe it when we turned the radio on and heard they lost.
Yeah. A little play action for Tommy. Here we go. Oh, jeez. That throw was not good. He was open.
No. 3rd and 12. What do you call on 3rd and 12?
Option, short side, long side, close.
Long side option. Nothing doing there. Yep, Colorado saw that one.
All right.
Bruce says Corey Dixon was legit. Remember that gang sign controversy. That's hilarious.
Yes. That poster, you can see it was a very commonly known thing at the time.
Can you imagine, Jack, a controversy like that today? Like, that sounds so quaint compared to the garbage that we see right now in terms of the culture stuff.
Yeah.
I'd love a good gang signs controversy. Oh, they stole the ball!
God, jeez. Those defensive ends are ridiculous.
Dude, he put it on a platter for him. He just set it there. Here you go. Here's the football.
Oh my gosh.
Jack, man, I'm starting to get excited for the season.
Counter.
Holy shit, dude. I am ready. I am ready.
Good.
I am so ready. 3 weeks from tomorrow, man.
Jacob, I love a good gang sign controversy.
Bring them back. Bring back the gang signs controversies. Those are more fun.
They really rotated a lot of offensive linemen in this game. It feels like there's been almost 10 of them who have played.
Oh,
Will Shields on the Pomerooski, yes!
Oh, so close.
Oh, I think that was the last time Nebraska ever ran it, I think.
Oh, yeah, because it
became illegal.
It's outlawed, right, after this year?
Yes.
Sad.
I'm so bummed he couldn't take that to the house, though.
Oh. Dude, to call a fumble Rooski when it's rainy and gross out. What a call by T.O.
Crazy. Yeah, not the play you needed on this drive. If you really want to discuss that.
Yeah.
They're moving the ball fine. Got the double tights in.
Cut up! Come on, defrage! Ugh.
All right, here we go. Yeah, get the 3-backs in.
Jeez. Wow.
Oh, so they're trying to score before halftime here.
Yeah.
Offsides. All right.
Wow, how about the graphic that Brady just posted of Tom Osborne in pie chart form and the success that he had versus Big 8 programs in his time at Nebraska? Wow, that is awesome. The Kansas and Kansas State ones.
Yep.
Incredible.
Okay.
Touchdown.
When was the Oklahoma State loss?
That one was in.
Must have been early.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is in the 70s.
Okay, then I wouldn't.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, they pounded it in. God, look at those cameras. They got to just wipe them off. You can't see.
And it was a tie, Jack. Yeah, it wasn't even a loss. It was a tie.
Oh, yeah, that had to be early.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to halftime.
You'll
have to guess what the score is.
That's 24-7.
24-7?
Yeah, they're kicking their asses. My God. Hey, Detmer.
Everybody's got their ponchos. It was a big deal because they made a rule at some point around this time that you couldn't bring umbrellas into the stadium. Like, I think you were able to for a while. I kind of vaguely remember this controversy, and so ponchos were huge. Making sure you had a poncho was huge. Good Lord. Every kickoff.
Dude, seriously. Now Nebraska's getting in on
Josh,
the
every time we
show.
do Be Kind Husker Rewind, we're amazed.
Something dumb.
We're amazed at how bad the special teams are.
Something stupid happens on special teams. You're right. Every single time.
Every time. It's never.
It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if they're the best team of all time.
It doesn't
matter if it's the 92 team. It happens every time.
It's crazy. God, I love that ESPN update.
Oh,
Brought to you by
starter.
Let's go.
And Washington is kicking the shit out of Stanford. Wow.
Alabama's
highlights
number 4.
on SportsCenter.
Jeez, Alabama. Oh, yeah, this was
the year they win the title.
Yeah, which I thought was so weird. I was like, Alabama? I was like, they beat Miami? That can't be right.
And they kill Miami that year, don't they? They run them off the field.
As a 15-yarder or a 15-year-old, they seemed like, oh, God.
Jesus.
They seemed like kind of a lovable underdog to me, weirdly enough.
I remember when they won their first title under Saban, I was like, good for them. I'm happy that they beat Texas. And now I'm like, oh, God, I hate him so much.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. He slipped.
God, he did get rocked, though.
All right, more Derek Brown. Jeez. And we talk about a bell cow, getting, 20 carries a game or something for Nebraska. The amount of carries Derek Brown and Calvin Jones are both getting in this game. Oh! God! Jeez. Deion Figures.
Get up. Yeah.
Yep, Deion Figures. We hated that guy.
That was sweet.
Just freaking hated him. Oh, God.
How about, we haven't really talked about it yet. How about the size of the shoulder pads in this game? They are just they are massive.
Coy Detmer has the biggest of anyone, but
yeah, his are way. He has the defensive tackle shoulder pads, I think.
We got a couple of neck rolls. It looks like there in the Colorado defense. Look at 19. He's got a huge neck, under the jersey neck roll thing.
G. Merle says, I came in late, but I have no memory of the script Huskers at the 50-yard line. Was it just a 1-year thing? Jack, do you remember?
I think it was there a couple of years. I don't know that it was multiple, but I want to say I sort of vaguely remember it in I think they changed it in 94. I want to say, Mike Stiggy, that dude was a great punter. The 1-yard line.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Because I want to say in the either 93 or 91, they also had it. Because I remember one of those Oklahoma games in Lincoln, they also had it. But the weird thing about it is they had the script Husker on each side, so no matter if you were in East Stadium or West Stadium, you could read it right side up. It was so thoughtful.
I always hate, John is not a fan of that. He always calls it chicken scratch. I think it looks cool.
Oh, that logo is great. That's a stupid John take. That's terrible.
Yeah. It's an old guy take, I think.
Off his back foot being avoided. God, what a terrible night. What a horrendous freaking night. All right, now it's time. Now it's time to really turn it on here. Pound him into oblivion. Right up the freaking middle. Derek Brown.
Josh says, "Give me gray face masks and red end zones, dude." One of my takes has always been that Nebraska's end zone should have a color. Like Iowa's end zone is black with yellow wording. I think that would be cool. I think a red end zone with white lettering would be cool. I think a white end zone with red lettering, like when they played in the Orange Bowls, the end zones were always white with red lettering. I wish that the end zone had some pop to it instead of just being green with red.
It would be a nice change on one of these.
Yeah, I think it looked cool.
Oh, what are we doing here? Oh, God!
Tommy.
William Washington. That dude was an offensive lineman playing tight end. He also had glasses.
God, he was so open.
He also had glasses that looked like they were Coke bottles. He had the thickest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You look any picture of him. He looked like he had just the thickest glasses in the world on. He's great.
Jim Earl, every pass is an adventure. Seriously, every single time.
Oh, God.
Speaking of adventure passes.
Oh, my God. Coy Detmer's going to have one of the worst ever, if Pro Football Focus did the scoring of this game, Coy Detmer would have a negative number.
Yeah, okay. I have to look up his box score, so I'm pulling that up before we
get the wing back in there in motion.
Is he going to pitch it? Man, I thought he was going to pitch it. Oh, man.
Zach Wiegert's playing almost full time here. That's Tommy.
Cut.
Tommy.
Yeah, you can't do that. Can't do that.
They're going to Brown up the middle again here. Nope, another option.
Nice pitch. God, what a great pitch. Oh, did he fumble?
Late fumble. I think did Rob get on it? Nope. Nebraska's got it. I'm surprised that, as wet as it was there, it was just, you can't even see it raining because it was misting the entire time, but in a way that made you soaked.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't stop. Whenever they show, and it doesn't seem like they've shown them in this shortened, sped up version, but whenever they show the lights, you just see it coming in. It looks like a sheet.
The little fake counter.
Oh,
that is a sweet play.
My
gosh, that play was sweet.
Because
it looks like Frazier's going to run it after they fake it.
Yep.
That play call was awesome.
Yeah,
that was
Chiefs
some
with
Mahomes
vintage type stuff.
That was vintage ass Osborne back of the napkin shit right there.
And then look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Wide open. Oh, and he still threw it behind. Come on, Tommy.
Gotta
Gotta lead him, bro.
There's Gerald Armstrong, Ponca, Nebraska.
Gotta lead him a little bit,
Dude,
bro.
That play was awesome.
Yeah, Husker for MU. It's an RPO. Seriously, that's like a modern RPO.
Before we called it that. That's a good point.
Brady, bag of the napkin shit, LOL. I'm taking a screenshot, Brady, and I'm tweeting that out from the Be Kind account. That's funny.
I do love me some Gerald Armstrong. I was let's see. Yeah, it was my freshman year of high school, and when my first year playing football, I was a tight end, so I was thrilled. I wore 83 because I couldn't get 86, and 80 because 83 was the number. God, Travis Hill.
Seriously.
Travis Hill's absolute freaking monster.
Yeah.
Ray Caruth. Do you see Ray Caruth? And Christian Faria.
Get him.
Perella, wow. Albert. God, those three are maniacs.
I hope Cordell Stewart is getting used to being sacked because it's going to happen again in the stadium 2 years later.
Offsides. I don't think they called it.
Cordell.
Cordell just bombs it.
Oh, how do you not pick that off?
That was that Kenny Wilhite there?
Oh, they called it.
Oh, they did call. I think that was Kenny Wilhite there.
Oh, what a cool angle.
Did it come down to Johnny Mitchell and Gerald Armstrong to name your first son? Johnny Mitchell definitely influenced. He's my all-time favorite Husker. By far. So I wore 83 for Johnny Mitchell. That's what he wore for the Jets in his first year. When Browning Nagel was their quarterback. Okay. Let's see if we can get a kick. Let's see if we can get
Go forward.
Let's see. Is that Clester Johnson? Is that a young Clester Johnson returning kicks? Trev was a madman in this game.
Masturbator. I remember during the pandemic, 1620 couldn't fill their ads, so they aired clips of old Husker games, and one was from the 80s, and the announcer said run pass option. Dude, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, we would air these classic Husker moments, like Jack would narrate them, or John would narrate them.
Oh, yeah,
God,
I did one.
Totally
we all did some. Yeah, I think I did one. Bruce said, why don't I bring up William Washington? I talked about his Coke bottle glasses just a second ago.
Yeah.
I said he was an offensive lineman playing tight end. They never threw to him. Not quite like Matt Shaw a little bit later, who I don't believe had a catch in his entire career at tight end, but played all the time. Can you imagine that? You played tight end your entire career, like started basically, or played second in 2 tight end sets all the time, and you never got a catch.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, Kent Pavelka thought you had a touchdown in the national championship game.
Mark Gilman caught the ball.
Mark Gilman it's Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw with the touchdown. Mark Gilman with the ball.
Classic.
I love how he acts like he didn't say it.
No, hey, they'll edit it out in post.
Plausible deniability.
Oh,
jeez!
Wow!
Oh my gosh! Fullback.
Looks like Andy Janovich versus Wisconsin.
Love popping that random fullback there.
Jeez.
After once every 15 plays or so, pop. Will Shields must have killed someone.
I mean, to see Jack in that shot, the first lineman they show is Rob Zashka, and then they show Will Shields. Like, oh, okay. No wonder they could run the ball.
Let's see. Yeah, right? Oh, it wasn't even. Man. Oh, a little holding there by Lance Lundberg to help.
Oh, man.
That was nice. You're right. That did look like Janovich play. Like, you could hardly believe he had the ball.
Yeah,
on that
and
one.
no one's around him, and he's coasting into the end zone. Same end zone, too, I believe. 38-7.
38-7.
Fourth
I
quarter.
mean, it's just a party. People are drunk at this point. John Perella's just killing. Trev, and Travis Hill. Honestly, it's one of the best games the defensive line's ever had.
Oh, seriously. God, they are just.
There's Bruce Moore. He's the backup. Bruce Moore's a backup.
Man, we should have asked Trev. Hey, Trev, you want to come on Discord and talk about the 92 Colorado game with us?
We should, honestly. I'll watch this game again if he does that. But because this may be peak Trev. I know next year was his senior year, but
that's the bit we need to do with Be Kind is we need to find a player that played in the game and have them come on and talk about their memories. Wow, special teams.
Okay, I don't think
that might be Jack. Is that the best special teams play we've seen from Nebraska ever in Be Kind Husker?
Maybe. Oh no, block in the back.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, Josh Dillow, tell me who was returning that kick. Was that Tyrone Hughes or Clester Johnson, or who was 33 that year? Was it young Clester Johnson? I think Tyrone Hughes graduated the year before. That was Tyrone Hughes? I thought Hughes, you're probably right. The year before against Miami, Tyrone Hughes was a wide receiver, and they switched him to cornerback because he broke his arm for a single game. He was like the original Tommy Hill, but reverse. And then they switched him back. Yeah, you're right. It probably was Hughes. I was thinking he was gone. He played a little bit for New Orleans in the NFL.
Keenan says maybe he'll do it if we promise not to ask him any questions about current events.
There's what are they running? A fake end around, you jerk! They
wide
brought
open.
Abdul Muhammad in for a fake end around. He hadn't played the entire game.
Jeez.
That's
and
then there's William Washington.
Wow, he was wide open.
Also, that's cold-blooded Tom Osborne play calling there, there,
dude. They're up 45-7. They're throwing the ball from the 1 yard line.
A fake end around freaking bomb.
Oh, he's in his bag.
I don't care what you say. He was gonna put it to him.
Oh,
I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I don't think he had good feelings for the old Buffs program at this point in time, Jeff.
Absolutely not. No one did. Again, that night.
Jesus.
October 31st, 1992, I believe hatred for Colorado peaked. It is my belief going into this time, it peaked from what had happened the year before. It did for me. And, of course, I hated him. And I was, the next year, 93, when Nebraska went in and beat them, scored on the first play. Which they did every year down there after this, but
seriously,
93, 95, 97.
Yeah, Husker from you, bloodlust for sure. DW, tough scene for the TO is such a classy gentleman crowd.
You hadn't beaten him in 3 years, which is the equivalent of 50 years today.
Seriously.
You're right. The black
Travis
t-shirt.
says,
I was just the black t-shirt look was.
How good of a look is it? It's so good. Travis is negative 17 yards rushing is what he just said. Good Lord. Good Lord. And they're passing, like, dude, the only passing success that they have had is, like, some lucky throw it up and, hopefully somebody comes down with it type shit.
Man, is that Andre McDuffie, maybe, I want to say, playing fullback?
Number 7?
I want to say Andre McDuffie. I might be... God, he's still passing! He's still play-action passing.
Leave no doubt.
I thought McDuffie was a tailback. He's playing a fullback there. I guess I could have been wrong.
Oh.
Nice little toss sweep.
Oh.
Man, they didn't do much of that whole game. Horse collar.
Horse collar, you assholes.
Look at Abdul Muhammad talking crap. He follows me on Twitter now.
Oh, really?
I think he coaches at Benson. I think so. Oh, Central? Really? He used to be at Benson because he followed me after I posted Benson's helmets once. And I said that they were the coolest high school helmets.
Maybe he just likes the helmets.
I don't know. All right, more. We're apparently going to continue to run. Followed Benson.
I just noticed that T-Frage is out.
Oh, Mike Grant is in.
Yeah.
So Mike Grant, you'll probably see it if they close up. Oh, Brandon Stye's in there too now. Mike Grant had this little piece of tape on the middle of his helmet, and my friends and I always said he used it to aim, like it was like a scope, because he was not a very good passer. But, I mean, the last 2 years, we've been going through the Mickey Joseph, Mike Grant, Keith and McCant saga, Tom Haas.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically had 4 quarterbacks after Steve Taylor left that you just kept bouncing around between.
Personal foul, cheaters. Dirty, dirty cheaters.
I like what DW says. Trick plays, play action, the second string quarterback. Calvin Jones still in the game, going for 4th downs, up 40. T.O. was letting the hate flow through him.
Corey Schlesinger!
Corey Schlesinger is in.
Nice.
Yeah, he came in after McDuffie. He was the 3rd stringer.
Final touchdown scored, and it's a fullback trap.
Dude, Corey Schlesinger
is so funny.
I didn't even know Corey Schlesinger was on that team.
God.
I had 100% when Corey Schlesinger scored that touchdown. I was a pretty big fan. I'm almost sure I didn't know who he was at that time.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I need to go put my windbreaker on now. It was like it would have been a miserable game if you were losing, but if you were
oh my
winning,
gosh.
And I honestly think there was a level of drunkenness at this game too that was just at a different level as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell. There were people. They didn't have the security that they do necessarily now.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's
so
a much different era.
People just had flasks. I mean, I saw them all the time. They had flasks everywhere throughout the entire
Did you ever sneak a flask into a game?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
I snuck one into the Maryland game in 2016. Dude, I was ripped. I had a bunch of rum, and then I just, mixed it with Pepsi. Oh, yeah. God. Shit show. Yeah.
Oh, my video.
Tommy Armstrong got hurt. Or no, not Maryland, Minnesota. My bad, Minnesota. It was a night game.
My video paused again. Was that
it did?
Is that the one where they brought T.O. Where Osborne was on the field and they had like the special jacket or something for something?
I don't remember.
I couldn't remember.
Is yours still frozen?
Yeah, it's completely frozen right now.
Oh, that's not good.
So.
Because it's working for me.
That must just be my computer then. It did that a little bit before and then it was totally fine. So we'll see if it pops back. But
yeah,
we're
thankfully
almost done.
It's coming near the end of the game.
We're almost done. Whatever happened to the T.O. gear? I don't know. Caleb got some of that free T.O. gear and he wears it occasionally.
Really?
Yeah. DW, there's a gentleman in his West Stadium that still brings his fake binoculars flask every game.
Classic. Jacob says that the T.O. gear is still very much in stores. That's funny. Who's number 16, Jack? Because he's on the game now.
Is it a quarterback?
Yeah.
Is that?
Who the hell? He looks slow as hell.
Is that Tony Veland before he switched to safety?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
Is that so wearing a different number?
Wow. – All right, we'll have to figure out what to do, Jack, for the second game. Maybe we can
Another
pause
Benson
it real
buddy.
fast, and you could like hop out of Discord and then hop back in.
Yeah, I can try that. It's fine now again though.
Oh, okay, good. All right,
It'll do that for like 30 seconds and another fumble.
Hey, nice moment for you to come back in.
Kareem Moss. We got all the back. Now it's all hilarious because all the backups are national championship players. Like Veland obviously was a safety on the net. You had Schlesinger just scored. There's Brennan Stye who's in now. I'm trying to see who else is in here at this point. 28 is that. I don't even, you got the guys who don't even have their names on the back. Is that Brian Schuster maybe, or is he later?
Jack, can you imagine this game happening in the era of Big Red Overreaction?
Oh my god.
Hey, Brooke, can you just imagine what it would be
Brooke
like?
Got in here. Jeez, Brooke was like, again, Brooke was after Tony Veland on the depth chart.
Yeah. And he's going to play a huge part in everything 2 years later.
Mark Gilman's in now. Yeah.
Mark Gilman caught the ball. Sorry.
There's Matt Shaw right there. I mean, look, these are all freshmen that are on the national championship team who are watching this game.
And they storm the field.
Let's go. Someday I will see this.
Normalize storming the field.
Someday there. Yep, Ken Malin. Ken Malin was out there. 62.
God.
Look at this. Oh, look at this. Halloween night. Do you know how hard? Oh, God. People just went berserk that night.
Yeah.
Just freaking berserk. I'm going to leave and come right back in, okay? So just hang tight with me. And those who are watching on the video, just hold on. We'll be just fine. I'm going to pop out and pop back in.
Oh, and now we will have a game that is completely different. The 2000 win over Colorado. Hello, Jack.
Yeah. So the funny thing, I watched that game we just watched. I'm
gonna press play on this, by the way.
I watched on VHS just so many times when I was young. My friends and I had one. My best friend and I. Sorry, I had one really good friend, and I watch it all the time on VHS. This game I watched obviously live. I don't think I've watched it since.
So I've watched the end of this game a million times, but yes, I've never rewatched this game in full. Yeah, this will be the first time.
I don't remember details except for the very end of this thing.
Yeah, and so this game, it's okay. So we set up the 92 game earlier. The setup for this is, and ABC's doing this right now. Nebraska and Colorado started playing every game close. 96 was close in Lincoln. 97 went down to the wire in Boulder. 98 was close again in Lincoln. Colorado had the insane comeback in 1999. And they missed this field goal, and then it goes into overtime, and Nebraska wins. And so this is in a stretch where Nebraska is still a top 10 program every year, and Colorado is very up and down. Colorado, they'll have a really good season, and then they'll have a really bad season. Rick Neuheisel, is gone by this point in time. Gary Barnett is the coach. Yeah.
It felt like
for Colorado.
After about 90, 95, it felt like a little sheen was off the rivalry.
Yeah.
It just
Meanwhile, Nebraska coming into this one, as Josh points out, this is a disappointing season. Nebraska started off the year preseason ranked number 1. In season 1 of the pod, we did the 2000 Notre Dame game, so we've done a game from this season before. But they lose to Oklahoma. They're at 14-0. They lose that game 31-14. And then they blow the Kansas State game in the snow in Manhattan. So they're not going to be able to win the Big 12 North, barring Kansas State getting upset. Spoiler alert, Kansas State does not get upset. So Nebraska is out of the conference championship race. They're out of the national championship race, etc.
This is one of the first few games I ever watched at my in-laws' house in Iowa because it was on Black Friday and we were there for Thanksgiving.
Oh, hey, defense.
I watched the first couple of games I watched there when we were first dating. I watched the Big 12 championship when Nebraska destroyed Texas in 99, their last conference championship. And then I watched this one was the second game. The next game I watched there, 2001 Colorado. And since that point, I think I've seen them win 2 or 3 times there.
Oh, wow.
Hey, all right.
Carlos Polk. Let's go.
Carlos Polk right off the bat.
Wow. What a perfect start.
Carlos Polk. Underrated Husker.
Is that Joel Klatt? Who's the quarterback for
Colorado
in this game? That's right. Yeah, Craig Oaks. Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure in one of our old Be Kind Husker Rewinds, I've told the story about Carlos Polk. But when I was in college, I went to college in Northwest Iowa, We went to the Iowa State game in Ames. My friends and I met there. They went to college in Minnesota and Iowa and all over. And so we went down to Ames, or stayed in Des Moines, and went to the Iowa State game every time that they were there. Nebraska was there. And so we went to Waterboy when it was out in the theaters there at Merle Hay Mall in Des Moines. And my friends and I did. And we went to the late one. And we're walking into the theater, and there's buses parked out. And the entire Nebraska football team files out of there. They saw the earlier showing of Waterboy. And so we're walking in, and Carlos Polk does this thing where he does like a jump, like he's going to go after me thing, just to be a jerk, just to be funny and be a jerk. And I completely finched and almost fell down. And I was like, dude, you think you're doing to this some random kid in Iowa? You have no idea. You have no idea.
By the way, there was a comment a few minutes ago from someone, Alex. Oh, wait. That was good, too. He said, oh, man, I love Carlos Polk. Him and Kyle Vandenbosch. Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah, Kyle Vandenbosch, underrated Husker also.
But, it's Jabs. He said the old college football and ABC graphic. I celebrated, Jack, the 92 look at the beginning of the first game. This is my childhood.
Typical
this
Joe.
Is college.
Sorry.
Oh, what the hell?
Typical Joe Walker punt return there.
Yeah, not very good.
Remember when we had the segment on the players that we didn't like?
Yep.
I mentioned Joe Walker and how he never ran upfield on punt returns. He was I Test Anthony, but on punt returns.
And is that Alexander that was rushing, or was that Correll Buckhalter? It looked like Alexander.
I couldn't see.
But anyway, yeah, this is my favorite look of any broadcast ever. I love ABC in the late 90s, early 2000s. It is gorgeous.
The middle, Finoti, Raiola, and Holstein. Davison, Wistrom, Willie Miller, Alexander, Bobby Newcomb.
Chilly starting lineup.
I loved me some Bobby Newcomb at wide receiver in this era.
Yeah, and he makes some big plays in this game.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's got to be Alexander, right? Who is number 20 there, the white guy? Who is that?
For who?
Nebraska.
Number 20. I don't remember.
I don't know who that. He was in on that play. I can't think who that was.
Ooh, that
was.
Oh,
boy.
Oh, God. So the fumble issues of 99 weren't as bad in 2000, but God, they still did stupid shit sometimes.
All right, so now we got who do we got running back? Is Purify there still there at Colorado? Well, he was there the next year.
Yeah, he's there the next year. Yeah, I don't remember all the skill players in this one.
DW had Chili's heyday, just an elite neighborhood grill. Look, this is within a year or two of when I took my wife on our first date to Applebee's. It was the era. Chili's and Applebee's ruled the damn world at this point. TGI Fridays ruled the freaking world.
Wow, why did you guys like chains so much? Why weren't you supporting local in 2000?
Because local didn't exist like that. Oh. Who we got? Who do we got? Give me some numbers. Jamie Burrow. This was when Solich started putting silk around the footballs to correct things, right? That was a little before that, wasn't it? That was that 98 season, right? Where that was the huge
That he
problem.
did what?
All the fumbles.
Yeah, that was more of a 99 thing.
99, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. It cost them a national championship. They should have beaten Texas. They would have beaten Florida State. Very sad.
Ooh, a little shotgun spread look here. How about that? That's a little zone read look, kind of.
Come on, Crouch.
All right. Ooh.
Nice.
Man. Ooh, ouch. Dude's getting his knees bent behind his back. Ugh. Okay, this running game is a little tough to watch.
It's not looking very good right now.
Let's see if we can get Crouch involved more somehow. Or there we go.
Ooh, a little pass.
A little better. Davison.
Is that Matt Davison?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, a little shove there. 81 doesn't like Davison. He's like, you are not going to do a good job running an NIL collective 23 years from now.
Uh-oh. Good Lord. Is that Hayden Felt that's the punter in 2000?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that
Dan I think
Hayden
19 Felt? Was I think 19 there in special teams was John Clem, my high school football teammate.
I asked you about Dan Haydenfeld, and you're bringing up John Clem.
I just saw him there.
I don't know. John Clem.
He was a walk-on from Lincoln East. He was in some plays in 2001, I think, in that Oklahoma game. Look it up, number 19.
Oh, get him!
He was my high school football teammate. What am I going to say? His brother was the quarterback.
Man, the defense is just flying around early on in this one.
Yeah, they're looking good, aren't they? This is the same team, right, that goes to Northwestern. Oh God!
Yeah, they're gonna kick the shit out of Northwestern in the.
Is that one of the? Is that one of the Kelseys?
Is that Kelsey?
One of the Kelseys.
Was that Chad or is that Chris?
Dude.
I always forget which one.
Oh, Randy Stella! Oh, Randy Stella! I loved Randy Stella.
Is it Randy Stella, a radio guy now? Oh, Crouch.
I don't know whatever happened to him. Whatever.
God, he is so fast.
Okay, can I say something real quick? This defense had some
they had some dudes.
Underrated Huskers. I would say among some of the most underrated Huskers are Carlos Pope, Kyle Vandenbosch, and I think both of the Kelsey brothers are incredibly underrated in Nebraska football history.
Well, I said it earlier, man. Like, this defense was every bit as good as 1999. I guess they didn't have the Browns, and so they didn't have Mike and Ralph, and so they took a little bit of a step back there. But, like, they destroyed teams, but then they shit the bed in 2 games, Oklahoma and Kansas State. Like, I don't want to turn this into a Solich pod, but
Willie Miller. Look at Big Willie just knocking that dude down. Josh said he thought maybe Randy Stella passed away. Jeez. I don't remember that. When did he? Was it the next year he got? Was it this year he got kicked off the team? No, it was the next year he got kicked off the team, and it sucked because he felt like he was going to be such a star. All right. Colorado's going to try and get Travis Oaks on the run. Ooh.
Ooh, that was their best run of the day so far.
What do we got? What do we got?
So they haven't done Jack. They haven't done anything. The only reason that they have had 2 missed field goals is because of stupid. I guess the first drive that resulted in the missed field goal, they had some nice plays. But oh god,
there.
Let's
see some. Let's find some guys on defense. Let's see who we got on defense here.
Alex, Scott Shanley, DeJuan Gross, Keo Craver. Oh man, this is nostalgia. Seriously, man. Oh, I'm 12 years old again. This is great.
70 is 70 a Jason Lohr?
Oh, right? What a play. Yes, it is Lohr.
Jason Lohr, maybe Jeremy Schlecht. Yeah, there it is. Maybe Jeremy Schlechta's in there too.
By the way, you mentioned earlier where you watched this game. So what I remember about this game, is we watched this in Lamar's, Iowa, in my dad's parents' basement.
It's my college hangout there.
Really?
Oh, Pickett. Well, I mean, it was 10 minutes away from Orange City.
Home of Blue Bunny ice cream.
It was the closest movie theater that I could get to. So I went to.
I saw The Water Boy at that movie theater, Jack.
Whoa! Full circle here.
Wow. Crazy.
Which would have been just a couple years ago. Yeah.
Come on, dude. Wrap up, Keo. What are you doing, bro?
Is 19? 19. Is 19 Clint Finley?
Clint Finley. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Wow. Craig Oaks, 0 for 5 and a pick. Almost as bad so far as Coy Detmer.
Yeah.
Wow, Josh with his usual hot takes. Disagree. This D was not elite. Wow. I think they were. They just.
I don't really remember the whole season, so I don't really.
Maybe they weren't elite. They were very good, and they just shit the bed a couple of times.
I think I asked this a second ago, but I don't know if this is the team they played Northwestern right after this, right?
And they murder them. Yeah, on live television. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is also the first year that Craig Bowles calling plays, so that couldn't have helped.
Oh, yeah, Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, Nebraska was up. That was the one Nebraska was up 14-0, right? And then fell apart.
And then the guy catches the ball on the ground.
Average, I believe.
And then they score 31 unanswered. Matt says, let's talk about who the coaches were back then. Too much player talking, not enough talk about the coaching.
That's funny.
Well played.
No, that Oklahoma team, that was when they had
Josh Heupel.
Was that Heupel? And speaking of people who threw the ball off their back foot, Heupel in that game in 2000.
Lefty.
He threw everything off his damn back foot. It was so frustrating. And
that game
all worked.
I was so triggered during that Oklahoma game. God, I was so mad. I mean, I'm guessing we all
Roy
were.
Williams, yeah. Everidge was one of their receivers. They had a bunch of really good receivers.
Who was the running back they had, the short little running back they had?
Ooh.
He was really good. He scored like the lone touchdown against Florida State, if I remember right. No, not DeMarco Murray. He's later.
Before that.
Yeah, God, what was his name? 2000 Oklahoma.
Man. Yeah.
Quentin Griffin. Thank you, Mike.
There you go.
Yes.
Good call, Mike.
He ruled. I liked that guy. He was fun to watch.
He walked
Go.
he walked so Darren Sproles could run.
Nice. Is that Carell? Yeah, God, Carell Buckhalter. That dude was underrated.
How was Dan Alexander getting all that time in front of him?
Seriously, man. Don't you ever wonder, Jack? Like, I mean, I'm guessing we all probably have. What happens in these years if Osborne is the coach? I mean, first of all, they continue to recruit really well. Imagine Eric Crouch with Tom Osborne play calling. Like, just imagine it.
Yeah.
They win more. Yes, they do, Brendan. Yes, they do. God, sad.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That was 1 versus 2, wasn't it? In that game?
What? Oklahoma, Nebraska?
2000 that year?
Yep.
Cool,
now we're just going to get depressed.
Van and Bosch.
It's crazy.
Van and Bosch, who 2 years before this went on a recruiting trip to my college and hung out with me during it.
Really?
Because his brother played there. Yeah. Clint Finley. So, Dave Fight said earlier, Clint Finley would not be playing in this era because of all the targeting that he would get. That's 100%.
Oh!
There it is. Joe Walker.
Some special teams.
Joe Walker and
get out of bounds.
Special teams, of course. Freaking Joe Walker.
Not to mention, Jack, the streak continues. A bad special teams play in a game that we're watching on Be Kind Husker Rewind.
People like to talk about people hating Santino Panico, but, man, I would argue Joe Walker had as much disdain for him.
Hey, at least Santino Panico caught the football. Oh, Craig Oaks, you better not complete that.
People got so mad at Joe Walker.
Dude, Colorado has had the ball so many times deep in Nebraska territory. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's on Colorado. And they have not done anything.
I know. There's not much there. Is somebody tell me, is 42 Troy Walkthorn? Is 42
never mind.
42 Troy Walkthorn from Columbus? I played against him a couple years before this. He had a Troy Walkthorn. He went to he had a scholarship to Notre Dame and came here, and he was like a huge star in the state. Oh my gosh, they killed us in Columbus that year.
Cut.
Watchorn. Sorry, I said Walkthorn. Watchorn. We pronounced his name wrong on purpose. It is Dan Haydenfeld.
Get the ball off. Yeah.
Nice punt. Jeez.
Yeah, that was sweet. Booming.
Oh, what is that?
Federation. Get him.
That was the worst.
Wow. And it's going to work.
It worked okay. Dude, that guy had a crease. He gave the ball up, and he was going full speed toward the end zone.
Jeez. Josh says, I miss when Nessler still had a voice. Dude, Josh, me too, man. He was my favorite college football announcer. His voice was awesome, and now just acts at every good play by a team. Tennessee wins. Touchdown, balls.
Yeah, he was solid. He was the voice of the college football. Uh-oh.
Yep. Oh, that wasn't good.
All the way in. Who is that?
Well, DeJuan Gross is chasing him down.
No, who's the running back there?
Oh, who's the running back? DeJuan Gross.
Looked like 2001 in there. Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Cortland Johnson. Okay, thank you. Somebody said
that was a little too much room for Colorado on that play.
Cortland Johnson.
Colorado at this moment in time in the game has to be feeling really good because while they have gotten a million chances and they only have 10, like they keep getting chances. And so I bet Gary Burnett was just like, we're going to score. We just got to keep pushing and we're going to get it. Nebraska's offense really hasn't done a whole lot in this game.
Need to go to Matt Davison more. I was just going to say that, Matt. I'll tell wireless banner, also a sign of the times. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking that exact thing. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Man, when the offensive line had a bad play in this era, it just sucked. It would go from great to bad really fast. And there's a nice play. Come on, Dan. He wasn't on the ground. Give him the first down.
There's that number 20 again.
Good.
He's tiny. Right about when Abercrombie and Fitch opened a store in Lincoln. Cool Husker facts.
Ooh, look at the tape.
You know what? You're right, Bruce, because
hey, Davison. They went to Davison.
In the summer of '99, one of my jobs was putting in all the traffic signs at South Point Pavilions when they opened up.
Oh, nice.
I had a long summer of taking those weighted things. You got to pound down posts with in about 150-degree weather. Nice run.
God, what a cut.
My thing I always said about Dan Alexander was I did this hand gesture of what it was like when he ran. It was like, this is him. This is the defender. Well, there's that too, but he would always do this. The hilarious thing is Bishop always complained about Dan Alexander on the show, and then you guys had him on the show once.
And he didn't ask him about it. Yep.
I remember
because we talked about it beforehand. He was like, yeah, I'm going to ask him about his weird running style, and then he didn't. Ask him about his weird running style, you coward.
He ran like a freaking penguin, but it was fat. It was
Josh Brown.
Oh, Josh Brown.
Yeah, don't Google Josh Brown, friends.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he had a bunch of stuff with his ex-wife.
Oh.
Yeah, not great.
Well, and he was supposedly involved
Jeez,
in...
Josh. Wow.
Jeez.
Didn't
he play in the NFL for a while?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's when he had all the issues. He got like kicked off the team, if I remember right.
Well, wasn't he a part of the alleged stuff in... No, that was... Am I right about that?
Yeah, he played for the Seahawks. He was awesome.
No, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then the Giants. Whoa, Bruce says Josh Brown used to live with Gary Sharp. I shit you not. Wow. You'd ask Gary about that.
Bruce has some good info here.
Yeah, he does. Nice intel.
Jason Lore. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this video out. My video is not surprising.
Oh, really?
Enough. My video is not good. I know.
All right, well.
I mean, I can, but people have to accept that it's a little choppy. I mean,
yeah.
It's what I'm responding to the entire time, so.
Are you able to watch it right now?
It's choppy.
Oh, okay.
It's in.
Man, you Lincoln guys, you guys just have some incredible internet.
It doesn't matter what, like I've said, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how much I pay. It doesn't matter what company I get.
Yeah, it always sucks.
I would love it. Someday, one of these people who are just going nuts about how good Allo is, they can come to my house and they can look at this video and tell me why that's happening.
Well, did you see Dave Veit posted earlier? He posted, it would have been. He posted a screenshot of his internet speed in this one, and man, it was like horrible. And he pays for better than that, too.
My speed is great. It's always great. It's 500 up, 500 down. But
yeah,
regardless, whatever. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Matt says they'll think that's what TV was like back then. Yeah, man, it's just a part of the charm. This is what it was like in 2000.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, nice return. That's a nice return.
This looks more like if you had watched it on the internet in 2000, right?
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Which, by the way, it was only.
Oh, go! There's that funny running style.
I actually want to say it's this year that they had their first online broadcast for a game. It was a San Jose State game.
What?
I think it was this season.
How do you remember that?
I was in my first year.
Oh, good God, Trout. That's the second stupid pitch of the game. What are you doing, Eric? Come on.
No, I know, Josh. It was a pay-per-view. It was streamed. I want to say. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. It was some screwy streaming thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was the San Jose State game. I remember it was my first year of law school. Yeah, through Fox Sports.
Wow, multiple people says Jack is right.
Yeah.
Pains me to say Jack is right. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. That's funny.
My internet craps out. This computer is the only thing where I do anything extensive enough for it to crap out. It doesn't on anything else. But I don't do Xbox is always fine. TVs are always fine. Everything else. So, and my video with Josh is great. It's just the YouTube one.
Yeah, your video looks awesome right now.
Facebook deleted. Yeah, that pay-per-view era was a little after that. Then I wasn't. But
dude, my poor parents bought me pay-per-view like every week in high school. When I still lived obviously I lived at home. I was in high school. I think from 2005 on, any game that was on pay-per-view, they bought it, including like when they beat Troy 56-0. Thanks, Mom and Dad. $60 pay-per-view. Isn't it wild, Jack, that we bitch about boxing fights when like a bad Husker football game was almost as much and it wasn't even in high definition?
Right. Yeah, the Milwaukee with outrageously fast internet still didn't work in the dorm room. That's funny.
TW says first Division 1A game made available via video webcast according to the game notes. DW,
See?
did you just pull up the game notes? That is incredible.
I called it. Yes.
You did nail it.
I knew
Absolutely
it.
nailed it.
And nobody could watch it, I don't think. Like, nobody had that kind of internet speed to do that. Wow, Skurzo 4 actually works for Allo. Awesome. No, they did bury it. There's still all the grass is gone.
Skurzo 4, help Jack's internet. It's always like this. It's always horrible.
It sucks.
What, do they fumble it? Now they called him down.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything for a while.
Oh, really? Is it frozen?
Now it's going again.
Oh,
Portland did have
hey, and a touchdown.
Portland did, again, whoever said that was foreshadowing for 2001 was doing a good.
Yeah.
That was accurate.
Yeah, maybe Gary Barnett rewatched this game. Oh, that guy, he's triggered. He's listening to Warren Swain on the call. Super mad.
Warren Swain, that's right.
Well, it would have been what? Warren Swain and Adrian in 2000.
Probably Adrian, yeah.
Doctor.
Oh, by
Jim
the way,
Rose on the sidelines.
Listen to my podcast tomorrow. Jake Bogus had to leave, but first half of the podcast is Jake talking a lot about his radio career.
Oh, does he tell Adrian stories?
Working with Jason Peter, and then Adrian, and then Nick Baugh.
Ah.
So, yeah, check that out. Ooh, somebody gave me something to do, something to try. I can't try it now, but I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to remember to find that. Thank you.
Awesome.
I can't see anybody's name either. I need to make my screen smaller here. I think it's Masturbator. Okay. Another spread look. Davison. Get it to Davison, I said. There it is. Is that for Maddie? Called it.
Yep.
And then,
Davison was wide open.
Sad.
Wide open.
Yeah, where is Bobby, Josh? Why is he not? Oh, I love that play.
Oh,
love that play.
That
so
was
much.
nice. Yeah, we haven't seen him.
Nice job, Frank.
I always forget what the story of Bobby. Like he's just super injured in his career, right? Like, isn't that what happens beyond them giving the starting role to Eric?
Yeah, lots of injuries. Yep.
Yeah.
John Bowling from Lincoln Southeast.
Jack, where did you come down on the debate between Crouch versus Newcomb?
I don't have a great memory. Like, I have a friend who was who we still talk about, and he was like, I was so Newcomb, I still think it was wrong. And I'm like, dude, he won the Heisman. I mean,
yeah, it's hard to say that.
How can you say that after the fact? But
but then Newcomb was better than Crouch, in my opinion. Just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Brendan. I don't know. I loved Newcomb as a wide receiver. I wanted him to have the ball. He was so exciting when he got on the field to me.
Yeah, he was
Punt
electric.
Remember
the catch he had versus Oklahoma when he was a freshman? That one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez, that was way late. And it was a horse collar.
Sykes, Jay-Sean Sykes.
Man, screw you, Colorado.
He was a good player, Jay-Sean Sykes.
Man, that was
I
whack.
don't know. I don't know that I necessarily wanted him to be quarterback because I just wanted him to be involved more, always. I always wanted him to be involved more.
Yeah.
I wanted him to have the ball more.
G. Merle says, Newcomb at quarterback and Crouch as a multi-tool guy was better than Crouch at quarterback and Newcomb at wide receiver.
Interesting. Yeah, 98 Cal game. We referenced this in, was it another podcast or another chat or something recently about how Crouch had a passing, receiving, and rushing touchdown in that game. Oh, we were talking about conference realignment a week ago tonight. That was when I mentioned that. We were talking about Cal.
Wow, Brendan says, I think Crouch is massively overrated. That's crazy. I think Crouch is underrated.
I have friends who say that same thing. I have friends.
See, and I'm not going to put words in Brendan's mouth, but it really does seem like for some people, the quitting the team for a day really sticks with them, which is I don't care if that's Brendan's take, but it's just wild that people have that opinion.
There are a lot of people who say that, and more people said it as his career got further away.
Yeah,
I would say that.
Yeah. Husker for MU, not a Crouch fan. .. at
See,
all.
Look at all these people saying that. I don't know. I just think it's hard to.
Yeah, the guy won a Heisman, and he carried that the 2001 team versus 2002. The difference is that Crouch was the quarterback, and then he wasn't. I think he's the difference between them going 11-2 versus 7-7.
I think he got a little overrated maybe in the moment and right after it, but that's different than 55. John Clanton, maybe?
The issue with Crouch is that the talent around him dwindles every single year. It gets worse because Solich wasn't a good recruiter. And so the offense relied on him more and more every single year.
Lauren Kaiser? Sorry, I just got I got invested in naming some dudes on the defense.
They're getting large chunks right now every carry.
Uh-oh. Make that tackle.
Oop. Yeah, see, like I said a few minutes ago, like their offense had to have reached a point where they were just like, oh, God, 2 yards in the first quarter, 121 cents. Like, let's just keep going after them. We're going to get to them eventually.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, that play got blown up by Kelsey and Lore. There's Jeremy Schlechter from Papillion, I want to say. Lore was from Oklahoma, I think.
Nice tackle. That was a good stick. Was that Joe Walker?
Yeah, Joe Walker. He was a fine safety. Dang, they fight with a really hot take there. Holy moly.
Is that a hot take? I feel like all those guys are for those
passer.
Who aren't.
I thought he said player. Yeah. I didn't see he said passer. I mean, listen.
They all sucked.
I mean, neither.
They all have like huge issues.
Even we watch Frazier at the top of his games in those bowl games. I remember when we watched that Miami game, Josh, a couple of months ago. I was like, God, the passing stunk up the room.
It's rough. It's horrible. Jeez.
And so we're beginning of fourth quarter. They're about to take the lead.
And they do. Man, defense is playing like garbage right now. Absolute garbage. Wow, here's a hot take for you. Josh says, I've watched nearly all of Gill's games, and honestly, he's not nearly as great as he is remembered.
This is a...
Wow.
I'm having a fun time not being in the middle of this, but just watching the hot takes burn up my
Watching
screen.
The debates?
I mean, honestly, Josh, it'd be an interesting project. Maybe next summer, we pick this debate back up, and we go through and we have
put a pin in this, everybody, for 12 months.
Shut up. First of all, 10 months. And then number two, no, I think we have next summer, we have a Gill night, we have a Crouch night, we have a Frazier night, and we have a Frost night, okay? And we watch all their stuff, and we look at their stats, and we analyze them, and at the end, after all the cases are presented, we have our vote on all of them. And anybody else that needs to be in that consideration. Let's skip the Frost night. Jamal Nord night, please. Fine. Margaritas for Frost nights.
Hey, I'm down for that, man. A little margarita action.
Quarterback. We have the great I-80 Club. Oh, geez. The great I-80 Club quarterback ranking summer of 2024. It's like the election.
What's the homework? How do we do this? We just watch old games?
For the Be Kind Husker Rewinds.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Get the freaking ball to Newcomb, will you?
Seriously. Oh, who's that? Is that Wistrom?
Yeah, where's Wistrom been the entire game?
Yeah, seriously.
He's young in this game. They start Jamal. He needs Jamal Lord. Jamal Lord likes Wistrom.
Yeah, I always liked Tracy Wistrom. He was a fun time.
Joey Gans night, Catherine Clayton weekend.
Masturbator, you guys plan ahead? Weird. Yes, we do, and then we don't follow through on our plans. True.
It's not that we don't have the ideas to do
We have great plans. Many people say we have the best plans.
Team Magic night. Ooh, we can have Team Magic night.
Dude, let's rewatch them. Yes.
Every summer is a double feature on a... Oh, jeez. They called that, didn't they? Okay, they did, even though it's 2000. They still called that.
Here's the thing that we need with the 2010 stuff is I have to imagine one of our subscribers has like video editing software. Can someone download some of those games on YouTube and upload them as like our ones? Because God, like all of the games that I want to rewatch in here are like 2.5 hours, and so it's just
you need somebody to edit it, wouldn't you?
Yes, we need someone to edit out the commercials because they're uploaded with like commercials, or certainly we could take away some of the fluff.
I want to rewind that play. That was that a take on Black 21, Black 41 Flash Reverse there?
Was it?
It was like a play action version of it.
Interesting. Ooh, that's a nice screen.
He faked it to Newcomb.
That's a nice screen.
Was that play originally... I wouldn't be surprised if that play was originally designed for Newcomb to throw it to Frost in 2000.
Yeah.
I
Ask the
swear
person
that's
who
what
gave
that
you the
was.
inside info back
Oh, God, that's a
in
great
2001.
story. I don't know if I've even told. Have I told that story?
Oh, you've told it on both editions that we've done of that game.
Sorry.
No, it's a good story, though.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
I knew the crouch pass was coming in 2001.
That was a bad throw.
Okay, can we make the commercials their own hour and watch them too? That'd be great.
Duh.
Just let's watch some 90s commercials.
Oh, God, Josh. I want Zach Lee versus Oklahoma night, the old 9-6 game.
That game was great.
Risk quoting what I just said and altering a little bit. Please do hours of work for us so we can watch an old football game. Yeah, that's essentially what I'm asking, yes. I just don't have video editing equipment on my computer.
Edit it down to an hour?
Come on, help us out, man.
Yeah, Matt O'Hanlon, he was the hero, right?
Yeah, he had 3 picks.
Gosh. That's freaking great.
24 all. Jack, how's the game going for you? Is it able to watch?
It's stop and go, but I'm having a good time anyway. So
okay, good.
It's good.
I like how like when we first started doing Be Kind Husker Rewind back in the olden times when I would drive to your house, we would like try to talk about every individual play. I like that Be Kind Husker Rewind now has just turned into like telling stories about the seasons. Or, I guess now we're just talking about Turner Gill and how he's overrated, according to one of our subscribers. So that's fun, too.
Who is 6D? Oh, it's Irvin Sweeney. Irvin Sweeney, I'm playing against Irvin Sweeney. Let's tell some more stories, Jack.
Toast.
It's so funny you call him Toast because I had a friend who called Titus Brothers a few years later Toast Brothers. And so I hear Toast and I think of Titus Brothers. I hear other
Toast Brothers is legit hilarious.
They thought Titus Brothers during the Callahan era was the worst cornerback. I went Frankie London night. We should
Frost is
triggered. What? We should watch. We should have found that Central Florida game and watched it. Oh! Is that Stella
nice
again?
Play. Dude, there have been so many crazy special teams plays in both of the games that we have watched tonight, but especially in this one.
Mondays with Monte Cristo. I think we do it like it's like a 2024 election thing, right? That's the theme next summer. Vote for the the best quarterback that's out there. Everybody can campaign. We can caucus at the end.
Oh, Buckhalter.
All right, who's the receiver? Was that Wilson Thomas I saw? Why don't they use any of these players on offense? Why are they not using Davison or Wilson Thomas or Bobby Newcomb or there's Troy Hassebrook? Oh, yeah, that's what we're getting later. I see Troy Hassebrook's in. When he and Ben Cornelson in, 95% of the time it was a run. And when Wilson Thomas was in and like Mark LaFleur.
Go! See, people can say he's not a good option quarterback, and I guess when I hear that, what do you think of pitching? Like but man, when he runs and keeps it on those options, he is ridiculous.
Oh, number 20.
For the record,
sorry, number 20 was Tom Beveridge. He was in a Farmhouse Brother with some of my friends. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
For the record, I think Scott Frost was the best option quarterback of all the quarterbacks. I always liked watching him run the option the most. I thought it was so pretty.
I think we will come up at the end of next summer with a definitive power ranking of the Nebraska quarterbacks.
Man,
we just need to narrow it down. It can't be like it's kind of like the Republican debate stage, though. We can't have all of them involved, right? You've got to qualify with donors and polls.
Could it be like the Democratic one in 2020 when we have 2 debate stages full of 10 quarterbacks each?
We have a second flight that involves like Tanner Lee, right?
Yes, the Tanner Lee flight. Josh says, I could listen to Jack just list off random small-town white guys. I could be making the best point ever, and Jack would be like, oh, hey, 81, that's Bob Tim. I had a class with him once. And, like, that's the story.
Tom Beveridge, I hung out with him a couple times. He was in Farmhouse.
Cool.
He was also a guy, I don't know if he gets in or not. His name was Billy Hafke. He was from Sioux City or South Sioux City, and he ran into him at a party after one of the games when I was in law school.
Oh, hey, BYU, Utah going to happen tonight. Holy War.
Ooh, the Holy War.
By the way, there's only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. This is the
Nebraska's
big time.
up 7 here. Yes?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, we need to.
And remember, this is in the era of overtime. It is in the era of overtime.
Thank you, Billy. Hafke.
People forget.
Did I say
people
it wrong?
forget?
Billy I might have said it wrong. Billy Hafke. Him. Yeah, he's from Sioux City. Whatever. I got his hometown right. That's all that matters.
Mm.
I'm guessing that 2000 is close to the babysitting era for Jack. I didn't get that.
Like you babysat?
I used Billy Hafke's as an ID to get into bar at the 97 Orange Bowl.
Amazing.
I drank beers with him after a game in it would have been this year. It would have been 2000, my first year of law school.
Under a minute. Oh.
It was a house party. Tom Beveridge was there. RT, you were there.
Oh.
Jeez. Oh, God, Erwin! Got it, Erwin Sweeney. Troy Watchorn. Two guys I played high school football against. Watchorn.
Sad.
That's when you know.
And they called him for pass interference. Jesus Christ.
That's when you know the secondary isn't very good. Two opponents who literally played on the same field as Jack Mitchell in a game. I did not play DeJuan Gross or Keo Craver, I'd like to point out, but.
And how about this? They go for two. And they get it.
Oh,
God.
You thought you just saw what a play.
Groin kick, man.
Groin kick.
Oh, man.
Horrible squib kick on deck. Which is funny because a few years earlier, Colorado got an onside kick against Nebraska.
Yeah, that is like, look at that. They recover at the 30.
Jeez.
They return it to the 43, and like 2 seconds go off the clock. 44 seconds remaining in the game.
There's a 92 is Justin Smith. It's from, not that Justin Smith.
Oh, God, and Crouch almost was a pick on the first play.
His name was Justin Smith. He was from Missouri, and Missouri also had a good player named Justin Smith.
By the way, I feel like this is Crouch's best drive of his career. I think he nails it outside of that first stupid pass.
Was that two in a row to Wilson? Was that Wilson Thomas both times? I can't see.
Yeah, I think so. And then there's Bobby.
Bobby. Was that his first freaking catch of the game?
Yep.
Unreal.
Oh, and then he runs.
Yeah.
Wow, they really
have a timeout, or do they? What the hell? Oh, they must have had a timeout.
Yeah, they do.
They had one timeout.
This one is money. Boom. Look at that. Down to the 12.
And out of bounds.
Let's go.
That was nice.
That drive was clutch as hell.
Look at that dude's white crew sweatshirt.